attachment.
Hey, so what's up, everybody? I'm at my kids' school waiting to pick them up. They get out of school in about 15 minutes. I wanted to share something with you that does not happen often. So you guys know that we do mostly condos and commercial stuff. Well, it's not even commercial stuff. We just do condo apartment complexes and all that. There's this one client that we've had, and I've talked about them before, man. But we've had them for a year. It's a community where everybody's much older and all that, and I love older people. I like learning a lot. I like seeing their perspective, their outlook, advice, stories, all that stuff. I love it. I'm not 20 myself, you know what I'm saying? So I'm halfway there. So we have this client, this customer, and it's not been an easy customer to deal with. First of all, I rarely underbid something to where I regret it and it's kicking my butt. This one I did. And it happens, but they never knew because, we still did our job. My whole thing is I'm very adamant on, if I do the job, if I tell you I'm going to do the job, I'm not going to bring up money unless it's to a point where I can't do it anymore and we need to talk about money. But if I'm going to just go forward, then I'm just going to do the job I told you I'm going to do. And the money part is on me. That's my problem. If it becomes too much, I'll talk to you about it and we'll go from there. But on this property, it was really bad when we took it over. There was, skunk vine all over the place, wrapped around every single plant there, hardly edge lines because the last company had sprayed. I don't know why people do that, man. They spray edged everything instead of using edgers. It just looked really bad, the maintenance just sucked on it. So we put a lot of work and it was through an intense rainy summer that was horrible. The second, I think, most rain we've had in Florida in a century, last summer and then the year before. So we took it over in the worst conditions we could have taken it over, and through the worst summer we could have had, taking over a new property that was literally covered in weeds and just not doing good. But during that time, we dealt with a lot of stuff. We've dealt with a lot of complaining, a lot of whining, a lot of just bitching that had nothing to do with us. I mean, there would be things like, they haven't ever trimmed these strips since we've been here. 6 months later, man, we have a schedule. It's color coded. We've been there. Your stuff is getting fertilized now, and it wasn't getting fertilized before, so it's actually growing at a faster rate than you are used to. And it was those things, and it was they wouldn't believe us. They would think that we're lying. It was so frustrating. But always very nice, and we smile, all that stuff. But make extra trips out there because there's so much rain coming down. The weeds are still popping up. We'd go out there extra days just to spray stuff. Go out there extra days to just pull stuff. We would pull dead bushes for them and not charge them for stuff. Just all that. That's not a good idea. Always charge for everything, But it just, some of the people are nice and some of the people on the board are cool, but mostly all of the residents are just nasty. They're just nasty. They insult the guys all the time. They're just ornery, nasty people with just really nasty people most of the time. This one particular board member can kiss my ass. I actually had to send him a text message today, and I had to break it down to him, and I had to explain how I'm not going to deal with him insulting our guys anymore. I'm not going to deal with him just berating us and just being nasty just because he hates his life. So we sent them an email giving them a termination notice. So in the email, I told them politely, this is a notice to let you know that Beach River Landscapes will no longer be doing work on your property as of so-and-so, so-and-so. And then I went in to explain why. This is the reason, as you know, we underbid the property from day one, even though you wouldn't have known it, because we're doing our work to the fullest of our abilities. In order for us to maintain this property the proper way, we need X amount of dollars, which I know they're not going to pay. You know what I mean? So we need X amount of dollars to maintain this property. Thank you, for the relationship, working with you, blah, 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 blah. It's been great. But basically we're out. So, got an email back. Some people could care less, and, because a lot of people in commercial lawn maintenance, the residents could care less who's there. And then some of the people on the board really upset. But we're gonna get out of there. We're just getting out of it. I get emails from this property. God, dude, sometimes like 4 or 5 times a week. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes a couple of times each day per week. And it's like, I understand that. I know I told you that we're going to get it on this date. Yes, I know we did do that today. No, you didn't. Like, yes, we did. I was there. I watched them do it. I mean, just, you know, like they had we put in a bunch of mulch and they had some gutter drainage that was dented up. It's been dented since we've been there. You know what I'm saying? It's been dented. It's so old, like you can tell how old it is, where the creases have cracked from the like glass company stepping on stuff, where the rust is just... Anyway, we just did the mulch. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just did it just now, you know, a couple months ago. So I went out and replaced a bunch of drainage because I'm just not going to fight with them and argue with them. I did say I don't think that we did that. Like, you can tell that it's old and it's been there a long time. We've noticed a lot of this before we even started. But then, you know, the argument is no, it's not. Your guys did it. I sat here, and after they were done, we came outside and we saw, and it was all crushed. Like, how convenient, you know what I'm saying? Like, how convenient. Yeah, it's convenient for you to go, oh, well, let's just blame that on them so we can get it replaced. And that's you know, like what we saw a lot of out here on this property. Just too much of it, just too much for my taste. So I'm just really over it. And I don't know. I mean, it's just, you know, you don't want to lose the money or anything, but man, I can't handle somebody that's not paying us enough money, me letting them know. I actually did tell them that it was underbid and that we'll end up having to raise the rate. You know what I mean? They didn't care. You know what I'm saying? They're just like, whatever, you're doing it, you know, or quit. That's just how this particular place was. It just did too much work there for the amount of problems that we had. The place, I could be going to bid like the most expensive community in all of my town. I would take them as a reference to this property and base it on whether or not I should get this account off of this work. That's how nice the place looks all of the time. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful. You know what I mean? It's just beautiful. The place looks like a freaking like magazine. It looks gorgeous. The guys do a killer job. So when you have a place where you put that much work into it and it looks so good, and somebody is just, it's just constant arguing and constant, you know, just berating you with stuff, you can swallow it and go, I don't have to worry about it. I'm just going to keep collecting a paycheck. And to be honest with you, if they paid us the money that we should be making there, I probably would just keep dealing with it. But considering I was going to raise them anyway, we picked up another huge property that's like 66 acres. We're thinking, man, you know, we're going to add all these guys, we're going to do all this stuff, you know, then we still have to deal with them. It just makes more financial sense, which was actually Leah's, you know, realization. It just makes more financial sense because we're really not making crap off of this one. That's the only one we don't make anything off of. Let that go because the headaches are not worth the money, and then bring that in and we can, you know, mold around the new big property that's going to take 2 days to do anyways. So it's just, sometimes, you know, I've done that with residential clients, the people that complain and just whine and cry about nothing all the time. Eventually you just go, dude, I'm out of here. Like, I've had these people call like our employees like uneducated idiots is what they have called them. Simple-minded people is what they've been called. And I don't stand for that, dude. I just don't. Nope. Nope. They are an extension of us, man. Like, you know, and that's why we're very adamant about when we hire people, quality over quantity. I'd rather have 5 guys on this property over here that are awesome and kick butt and get along than 8 guys on that property, you know, where 3 of them are just total morons. You know what I'm saying? Because let's be honest, there are a bunch of idiots, and there's idiots in every field, every work class, everywhere. But they just feel very just entitled and like they're better than us because we're lawn maintenance guys. I don't get that on any of our other properties. So just felt like it was just time to just cut it loose, you know? So they're nasty to us, they don't pay enough money, and they're way too needy. We got a better opportunity over here, and it's not to jump ship, it's just about calculating priorities, you know, calculating what's going to work best and what's worth keeping, what's not worth dealing with. So in the end, we fired them the other day, sent them the letter, and we just felt like it wasn't worth it, you know, and that's that. So I think my kids are about to pop out here. The kids are, let's see, they're getting out here. So you know, tell me what you guys think. I personally think it was the right move. I mean, and you can't tell somebody else what is a good move for them, obviously, in their business, but I feel like that was a good move. You know, at first I didn't agree with Leah on it, but then I ended up totally agreeing once I sat down, looked at the numbers, the headaches, what we have to deal with, versus how we could kind of have more room to do things if we get rid of them. You know what I mean? So it's just strategic. It's a strategy that I agreed with, and I feel way better about now that it's been executed. So if you guys have had a situation like that, do you stay if they're paying really good money, or could you care less and you're taking off? You know, do you stay anyways because you just can't afford to let them go, which is the case a lot of times. I've been in that case. Sometimes I've been in the situation where I couldn't afford to let them go, but I'm like, see ya, I cut the rope, see ya, let that, drop it. You know what I mean? I have a line, like, you're not going to degrade anybody that works here. It's the same thing as degrading me. You're not going to insult people. You're not going to be nasty. You're not going to be too needy when you don't pay enough for it. You're not going to, you know, act like you should have things that, you know, you should be paying for. You know, like, you want things for free, but you don't want to pay for, like, just none of that, man. We are here to make business, you know, to make money. Like, it's a business, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, leave me a comment down below. I'm gonna jump off. Let me know what you guys, you know, have dealt with in that situation, because I love hearing y'all's stories. So I've heard a few really good ones, you know. I've heard some crazy stories in y'all's comments, man. So just leave me some stuff, and let me know what you've dealt with, man. I think it's just something every day, isn't it? We have good days, you know what I'm saying? We have really good days. I'm having a good week. Ever since I sent that email, I have felt really good. I have felt awesome. I felt really good since sending that email, so I'm glad I sent it. Like, at first I was like, but now I'm like, bling. Like, if I could do a little effect and have a little, you know, bling, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, all right, peace out.